Hello and welcome back. It's been a while, and I was thinking about making a video about noobs. No, I'm gonna use this noob for dialogs. Maybe you already see in the title. That's probably why you clicked this. Lol. So for this, I'm gonna use a noob, and I'm gonna call him dialog. You see, beautiful name. So, how to even start? Or why even I'm making this? So first, I'm making this because I did see a comment asking this, or maybe multiple, I don't know. And also in the Discord server, where I did see some retro help questions about this. So I guess I'm making one. And to start with, if you search dialog in basic objects, we got two items, dialog and dialog choice. I don't know if you can use them in versions before this number. I didn't test this. I just tested something else before this. And well, to get started, we need the dialog in a part that you want it to be positioned at. I don't know if the GUI changes depending on the version too, but I think so. I am using... what am I using? What version? Can I see this here? No. I think late 2014 I'm using. Or mid. Or early. So 2014. Definitely. So we need a dialogue. Now, let's just play and see what happens. Okay, the NPC got now this cool dialogue bubble thingy that you can click on. Now let's check the properties. So I'm pretty sure, because I actually didn't test this completely, but goodbye dialogue only works on 2015, I think, since it was added there. So in my case, it's useless. I'm gonna explain it in some seconds. We got a conversation distance. That's basically you need to stand this number in stats close to the NPC to actually start talking, or walk away and it stops talking. We also have here propose and tone. Tone is right now neutral, which is basically blue. We can change it to enemy, red, and friendly, green. Let's keep it friendly. We also have here propose. Right now it's a help, so we got a question mark. We can also do it in quest and shop. So if you want to play one of these. Yeah, now let's get back to here. So I will change it back to friendly and let's do shop, I guess. Now we have here the initial prompt. Let's say hello. So let's see what happens if we now interact. He will say hello to us. Now, of course, nothing is happening besides he's saying hello every time we click. So, yeah. You can also check if someone is using the dialog right now, I think, with this property, but I'm not sure. So, I don't even know if you need this. But now let's add some more stuff to them besides saying hello. So for this, we need the dialog choice that we insert into the dialog. Here we get three properties. Goodbye dialog, again, not working in this time of the place I'm using. I think it works in 2015. Basically, I'm showing it in some seconds. First, we enter the user dialog. So after he said hello, we can say, hi, who are you? And then we can add a response that he will say after we click this prompt. So I am an NPC. And here if I say no test, just so you see, nothing really shows for test. It just says goodbye. And I think if you're using the different time, like 2015, it will say the actual property that you inserted here. But this by dialog choice is always there, so you can always exit this. And if you walk too far away, the chat also ends because of the number. But now we see, hi, who are you? So we check, and he says, I'm an NPC. Now let's add another thing here. So we can actually remove this test since we don't really use it. And let's actually name this dialog to Rue. So we get a little bit of knowing what is this about. So we're asking Rue. Then let's say where? Oh no, let's say how are you? And now we can say I am good, for example. I don't know what you want to do. And now if we click, we have a how are you and hi, who are you? Click hi, who are you? We get an NPC. But we can also say, how are you? And he says now, I am good. Let's add one more option to this. And I'm gonna call this one shop. And let's say I wanna purchase. Let's say buy something. Alright. So now we got another option with I wanna buy something. Alright. And now you can really make big dialogues. You can actually insert into the dialog choice more dialog choices. So if we say now here A, B, and C for user dialogs, I'm not gonna do any responses now. And we go to the how, we get more options, and inside of these options you can add even more options. So it's basically you can make an infinite huge dialogue and always say goodbye. But now how do I script him? So let's first remove these dialog choices. So I'm only gonna use these. So if we insert a script into him, we may think, oh yeah, we just do here events. Let's see what we have. Remote functions, no tools, player characters. And you can also search just, but I don't think if it's even. Oh, here is it actually. We see dialog choice selected. If you search dialog, that's the only thing. But we see it can only be run in a local script apparently. So this gets more complicated. So you can't just put a script into the NPC. So let's go to the starter GUI and make a folder called Dialogs. So if you have multiple dialogues, you can store all of the scripts in there. So if you do now a local script, and this actually will be my shop NPC. You can call him however you want. And the best thing to do is you could make a structure in your game instead of putting everything in the workspace, like every part, every model, because this list gets long if I don't use folders. So if you're using folders and stuff, put him into a folder location where you will not really move him, so you don't need to change your script. I'm gonna call the script and sub NPC. So if we open this and search for dialog now, we can actually insert the block. And let's actually make a variable first. The main dialog. So this is basically the path to our beginning. So put your block, human, whatever you have, to a location in your game that you're not gonna really move. You could just put it in workspace, but it could get really messy. You could also just make a folder called dialog NPCs in workspace and put all of them in there. It would also be good. But I'm just gonna do it so. And now you can just click the dialog. So you get like variable to our dialogs. So if we just do it for our starting dialog, if we click on them and we do the variable that we just made, in there we have here two outputs. So we have a player and a choice. So if you now print this to see what actually happens, you probably already guessed what will happen. And I call them like that. No, it's player. Dang it. Error. And let's make a line so we actually can see what is to what. So if we click now, and let's say, hi, where are you? We see nothing happens apparently. Let's try this normal play mode. With the hope that my Roblox doesn't crash now because I got some problems with it. Let's play. Please don't crash, game. Okay, good. Yeah, let's check. Maybe it's a studio bug. Okay, my game crashed. Dang it. Okay, in game. Let's actually check if this works in here. Okay, apparently it works in game. Oh, my studio was bugged. It's a little bit delayed. Oh my god, my Roblox crashed again. So apparently the dialogue choices really just don't work in Studio, which is bad. Let's go back into here, not here. Oh, oops, I renamed it. Oh god. Okay, so if we go back here, it's a little bit annoying, but okay, we get a player and a choice. We already did see. So if we now, so the choice is not the text that was chosen, it's the instance. So if we say now if the choice equals to the main dialog dot whatever you want, in my case it will be shop, since I want to open the shop, then we could do a fire remote event. Now we need one, of course. And let's just make a script here. Script dialog shop handler. And add a remote event. This will be the open. So if you connect this now and click here, this remote event, which you also should put in a location that you don't really change, we will automatically send the player, so we don't even need this. If you want to do anything on the client, you can do it with the player. And if we go now here, and the one receive remote event, with the remote event for opening, we can get the player automatically. Since we are flying from the client, the players always send it with it. then we actually need a GUI. I'm not gonna make a beautiful GUI now. I'm just gonna make a dialog shop GUI with a text label in it, and this will be it. I'm not gonna do anything more. Let's do 0, 300, 0, 100. Into text. Dialog shop GUI. I actually need a text button. Close it. Position 300. 0, 50, 0, 50. X. Bold. Let's call this close. So that's now we can do set variable and actually do those local variables only, so we don't get problems with overwriting of the code if another remote event is getting received. As GUI we can basically do bool to false, one first child. Inside of the player we got the player GUI with all the GUIs containing it, and then we will check if the dialog shop GUI is in there. If it's there, only the connected blocks will run. So we set this to true. And now we can just check if this is still false, because we don't have a GUI since it did not run, and this is getting tagged. Please, let me code. If has GUI is false, then we can just clone the GUI inside of the player GUI. This would be a really simple code. We can add another script in here for the server side. I could use the remote event now, but since it's just a template, basically, I'm just gonna use a server script to close it. Of course, we need to close our server, but normally I would use a local script with a remote event, since of input lag stuff, whatever. So if we now play, it probably will not work, since it's only working in-game for whatever reason. Let's just test if it works. It doesn't. So I'm gonna update this place. Let's hope this actually works now, so I don't need to crash another time. So if you go now here, hello, but who are you? Nothing happens. Now if we say I want to buy something, we get a GUI up here with dialog shop GUI. And if we press again, we could do the client something like saying you already are my shop or something, but I don't have this, and now we can close it. It's only one time there. And we can buy it again stuff. And it is basically how to script it. You just need to check in the client if the dialog choice that was selected is the same of the one you want. And if you only need to do a dialog choice selected for the main dialog instance, not the dialog selection choice, whatever it's called. Because also you probably should only rename every dialog one time in each dialog choices, so don't call all of them the exactly same, because else you wouldn't really can check if it's the same one. You could check what if the name is the same, but just checking if the instance is the exactly same would also be easy. That's basically it. I hope this helped. I hope this bug will get fixed soon, so you actually can test in-game and studio instead of always leaving the game. And if you got any ideas for other tutorials, and I have the motivation for it, then please send them in the description. I'm also gonna put this model into the description with the script for the shop. You just would need to Probably not. Because you would have to put the stuff in exact same places. I'm gonna make an easy version of it. Yeah, that's it. Bye.